Greg Fargo, and student athlete Brianne Wilson-Bennett. Reminder, the format, we'll have an opening statement from the head coach, then we'll do questions for the student athlete, and then questions for head coach. Reminder, we have wireless microphones. Raise your hand when you have your question, and we'll get a wireless microphone to you. Coach Fargo, go ahead with the opening statement.
Well, first of all, just want to congratulate Wisconsin on a great year, great hockey game. I think looking back on it, it was everything that we thought it was going to be. Two really good teams going head to head, and a lot of excitement on both ends. And I think, we're excited to be in this position and be playing on Sunday at this point.
Thank you. Let's open up questions for Brianne. First question. Joe?
Brianne, just, what a night, and then take us through the game winner there.
Honestly, it's all a blur right now. I just shot the puck, and there was good traffic in front of the net, and it happened to squeak in.
Next question.
Can you talk a little bit about the swing of emotions, how it looked like you get that late goal in the third and then, they tie it up and then 2 periods with nobody scoring, just how you managed all that?
Yeah, all year we've had up and downs, and we've tried to keep calm on the bench, and the coaching staff and veteran players trying to be that voice in our ear, just telling us to keep your head down, stay focused, do your thing. And the game plan is always the same, no matter if we're on a high or a low. We just try and do what we do, and that's got us success so far, so we're going to stick with that plan.
For so much of women's college hockey, it's been Midwest schools for the most part reaching the title game, and I think for the first time now it's 2 Eastern teams. What does that mean to you to be able to do that?
I think it speaks to the competition in our league. Maybe a little biased here, but I think we're the best conference out there. We fought a hard season, had a great season, and I think the competition within our league has got us to where we are now.
Next question, second row.
The end of the season has been particularly good for you. I think it's something like 50 points in 15 in the last 17 games, and then obviously kind of capping it off with this right now. Just a little bit about your thought process going through the season and sort of how you've been able to pick it up here at the end.
Well, I think throughout the whole season we've been pretty level-headed, and we've given the same effort, given everything we've had day in and day out. There's never been a second that we've taken off, so that's what's gotten us our success, is how hard we work day in and day out.
Brianne, can you, your freshman year, I think you guys won like 7 games, if that's right.
Yeah.
Could you have imagined that year?
Well, when I committed, Coach Fargo had a plan, and I bought in. He looked me in the eye and told me that this is where we'd be eventually, and the 7 seniors on this team, all of us jumped on board, and we believed in him, and he believed in us, and he's put together this awesome group of girls, and he had a vision, and we're just putting it into action now.
Any other questions for Brianne?
How do you manage the high of this win, knowing there's 1 game left?
Well, it's been our goal since the beginning of the season is 3/18. That's the day we want to be playing on, and that's the day we want to be champions on. So we've just had this vision in our head from the start, and we're going to follow through.
The hat trick and the win and then just beating double overtime. What do you think more than anything you'll take away from it?
I guess just that the team is the most important thing. Team success is the most important thing, and the goals are a result of the team effort. Julia stood on her head tonight, and it was a full team effort from the goalie out.
Final question here, second row.
Not that you've had a lot of time to think about it, but if you guys have had one sort of Achilles heel, it's Clarkson, and now you're going to meet them on the final day of the season. So just from the student athlete perspective, being able to go into that game kind of to face your biggest rival, what are you guys thinking?
I think it's great motivation. I mean, they've been our fiercest rival since, last year, I would say. And I think it's just good motivation for us heading into tomorrow.
Thank you, Brianne. You can head back to
Thank
the
you.
locker room.
Get some rest. Good job.
Okay, first question for Coach Fargo. Joe.
Greg, similar to what I said to Brienne, just when you were going through that 7-win season a few years ago, could you have pictured this playing out the way it has?
Yeah, to be honest. I think, this group of 7 seniors, we brought them in, and you could immediately, you could see that things were changing with them. And it didn't result in wins, but it was them doing all the right things day in and day out and not wavering from that. And I just think more than ever, we had the right people at the right time for our program. And, you look at someone like, Brianne, but, Annika Zaleski, she's a sophomore captain because, she comes in and she loves the game. She does the right things every day. You got to kick her off the ice. And that was the kind of culture that we were trying to build. And so, so much was centered around these 7 seniors just doing the right things every day. And I think over time, when you put one foot in front of the other and you keep getting better, this can happen. And that's the approach that we took, on day one.
Question in the third row.
What were you thinking on that final power play where, for most of it, it looked like you didn't have enough gas to get the puck up the ice?
Yeah, it was pretty sloppy for a while. Steph, my assistant coach, came down to me and said, "Oh, this is what we need." I said, "Yeah, if we can get the puck up the ice." But, we just needed to make a play. We needed to make a play, and that's what happened. I think, that was the message really the whole second half of the game. It felt like, they kept coming, and we were weathering the storm, trying to keep them to the outside. But at the end of the day, like, there was no, altering from our game plan. We were trying to keep them outside and just keep making plays, and that's what happened. It was very fitting that, we scored off the rush there towards the end of that power play.
Greg, what does it mean to you to have 2 Eastern teams in the final?
Well, I think it's, as Bree said, I think it's outstanding for our league. It's the WCHA is a good league too, and they've been well represented here over the years. But I think it just speaks to the parity in women's hockey in the game today. Our game is getting better year in and year out, and it's great to be a part of that growth. And I think we'll continue to see more different teams in the final as years come down the road.
Similar to what I asked Brienne, what have you seen from her in the closing weeks here where she's sort of found a new level and then obviously led you guys tonight?
Bree is, if you know Bree, she's a warrior. And I could have written this book, halfway through her career that, as a senior, she's going to be on fire because she loves to win and she will do anything that it takes to win. So this doesn't come as a surprise whatsoever. It's who she is. It's who she's always been. And, I'm just, as she said, it's not about her scoring the points or having a hat trick tonight. It's about the team. And she's more than willing to do what's best for the team.
Any other final questions? Thank you, Coach.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, for tonight's Wisconsin press conference, student athlete Bailey Wellhausen and head coach Mark Johnson. Same format as previous. Opening statement from the head coach, questions for a student athlete, and then we'll have questions from Mark Johnson. Mark, go ahead with the opening statement.
Obviously, it's tough to go in the locker room after such a a good game. I mean, I think from a coaching standpoint, in these type of situations, in these games, you want to play well, and I thought we played well in a lot of areas. And unfortunately, as I told the team, we came up a little short. It wasn't due to a lack of effort. I thought we, for the most part, created some opportunities, had opportunities, and for whatever reason, it just didn't work out. So it's always a tough pill to swallow when it ends your season. And for Bailey and Lauren and Claudia, our three seniors, it's tough. It's real difficult. But I also told them they should walk out of here with their heads up. They got a lot to be proud of. They had a great season. They played well tonight, and we just came up a little bit short.
Question for Bailey. Question the fourth row back there.
Bailey, as it kept going on and on, did you guys feel like you were getting the chances you wanted? Were they there and just maybe not being converted?
Yeah, definitely. I think our team did a great job of we just pushed till the very last second. We had so many chances, and we just tried to will those in, and they just, came short. But I'm really proud of the effort our team put in both overtimes and just the whole game in general.
Bailey, you look at the fact you scored a goal, Claudia scored a goal, the goaltender in the first game pitches a shutout. Seniors, is this a time for seniors? Is this when that's kind of really a dictating factor in championship matches like this?
Well, this is the point where no game is guaranteed, and so you're playing to keep playing. This is our career here, and we want to play till the end, and we always want that another game, but we just came short.
Other questions?
Sorry to have to ask this, but
okay.
Can you sum this up for me, what your career has been like, being at this point 4 times and not getting to the ultimate, I guess?
Yeah, it sucks not to win, but being a Badger has been absolutely amazing. I've dreamed of being a Badger since I was little, so to be able to have been here for 4 years, and to get this far, and each year the team is just more and more special, and I am just so thankful to have had such amazing people, and I'm just so excited to see what they can do next year, and hopefully they can bring it home.
Bailey, how are you guys affected by fatigue, if at all?
Yeah, we were a little tired, but I think that's what we do our summer training for. We pushed. I think we had a lot of energy, in the locker room, definitely. We kept making sure that we were hydrating, making sure that we were staying positive, and I think that we played really well. That, a bounce just went in our net, and it sucks.
How tough is it to see their power play, be able to strike multiple times tonight? That's something I know you guys take pride in and have been pretty good at most of the year.
I don't know. I think that we did everything we could. Sometimes, bounces are going to go in. That's just the game of hockey. So it's nothing against our penalty kill. I think that we've done a great job this year. I'm really proud of the team, really proud of our killers. They've played excellently, and I think that, like I said, sometimes pucks are just going to bounce right in.
Any final question for Bailey? Thank you. You can head back to the locker room.
Thank you.
Good job.
All right, first question for Coach Johnson. First row here.
Coach, how have you seen teams out of the East step up their game in this tournament over the last couple of years?
How have I seen them step up their game? I think with our past experiences, the teams that end up getting to the Frozen Four are usually playing their best hockey, whether they're from the East or the West or the CHA. Last year's semifinal game was a barn winner, went down to the last minute against BC, and so it's tough to get here. You can ask the teams that ended up losing in the quarterfinal games how challenging it is to get to this point. And, when teams get to this point, they're usually playing really well. And, I don't care where they're from. They're just, very strong. And last year was no different than this year. I think all 4 teams had a chance to win last year. Clarkson came away with it. This year, as I look at the teams, they're all playing extremely well and all had the capabilities to win the championship our Sunday. Now we're down to 2 teams, so one of the 2 teams obviously is going to be happy when they leave here, and the other one's going to be sad.
Mark, how much does experience factor into outcomes at times like this when you get down to the last 3 games of the season? Having seniors, having people who've kind of been here, having people who've produced?
I think it can help you. Certainly can calm down your locker room or calm down some of your younger players and try to stay in the moment. And the big thing is to try to do what you've done all year and not try to get outside of that and be comfortable, be confident, and, be excited at the same time. It's an exciting time for all the players to get to participate, and, you want to go out and play your best hockey. And, I'm very proud of the way the team played tonight. It was obviously a very long game, and people were tired at certain points, especially the 2 overtimes that we played. But yet they dug down, and we had chances, we had opportunities, and we didn't capitalize on those opportunities. And when Colgate had a chance late in the second overtime, they capitalized on them. And so that's the difference in the game.
Question in the third row.
When you answered their last 2 goals, especially so quickly, do you and the team start getting a sense that we're going to find a way to win this?
Well, that's what I'm probably most proud of is, we never got a chance to play with the lead, tonight. You're down 1-0 and you come back and tie it. And then, when they made it 3-2 and you're, 5 minutes from the end, start thinking about what we're going to do to try to create some opportunities if we have to pull our goalie when we want to pull our goalie. And, we came back and tied it up. And then, again, it's going to come down to somebody making a play, somebody getting a chance, somebody taking that opportunity and getting the back of the net. And unfortunately, we weren't able to do it.
Mark, is a post-game locker room like that in a situation like this, is that the toughest task for a coach?
Yep, especially when you have, seniors. We had, 3 seniors that, they probably played their last hockey game this evening. So any coach that has to do that understands, the pain and how hard it is. But at the same time, you have to thank them for their contributions to your program, because one game doesn't define what their purpose was being at the university. And so, all 3 of them, made a great contribution. Obviously, 2 of them were here for 4 years. Claudia was here for a couple of years, but, it was a close-knit team. And so, those aren't fun opportunities that we have to do as coaches going into those type of situations, but that's part of what we have to do. And again, the season isn't defined by the one game. This group, won a lot of hockey games, did a lot of wonderful things, and certainly very proud of their effort.
Was that your message, essentially, what you just spoke about?
Uh,
What was
similar. Yeah, I mean, just the big thing was, they left it all on the ice. I mean, they played hard. They're like, especially in those overtimes where, you're tired, but yet you're still willing to back check and do the things necessary to make sure you give yourself a chance. And so when you start the game, you never know how it's going to go, and then you start to play it. And, we were fortunate to tie it late in the third period, and then it's going to come down to one opportunity.
Last question in the back row.
Mark, is it the nature of the game this time of the year that your penalty kill basically gives up a couple goals on bounces and pucks that just hit a shin pad or whatever and go the wrong way?
Yeah, I mean, and a couple of them, the second power play, where it's just had finished killing 5-on-3 and it gets to 5-on-4 and they're able to find the back of the net. And then the game-winning one is, it's just a sort of a last line rush. And I don't know how much time was left in the penalty, but, I think it was under 10 seconds. So you're close to killing it off and maybe end up going to a third overtime. But again, you have to give them credit because they found that opportunity and they were able to get at the back of the net to end the game.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.